April 23rd is World Book Day, and I'm thrilled today to be joined by Rebekah Lipp, who is the co-founder of Wildling Books. Rebekah, welcome to Awhina Mātua. Now, you publish books. This is your business. Tell us a little bit about your business, but specifically what you've just published.
Kia ora. Thank you for having me here. I, I never really thought I'd end up in publishing, but here we are. We're about to, I guess, getting into publishing was when I met Craig, who is an amazing illustrator and also writer. And when our paths crossed, I just knew that we needed to do something. And we basically, I'm quite passionate about all things to do with mental well-being, mental health, and especially to help our tamariki, because I feel like there's a lot of things that they could learn when they're young. And what better way to do it than through stories, the way that we've always shared important things forever as human beings than through stories. So we have a new book coming out, which is the release date of the 17th of May. And it is called How Do I Feel? And it is a dictionary of emotions for children. I don't think there's anything like this book in the world, not that I'm aware of, that is so extensive with the emotions that we've included. We've got about over 60 emotions in this dictionary, and it was just a way that we wanted children to learn and expand their emotional literacy, because they definitely experience more than just the main 10 emotions that are in most books. And it would be really helpful for them to, even if they can recognize it through the illustrations, to see, learn more about what we've written about the emotions as well, the definitions, as well as how it feels in your body and how each emotion can be helpful.
How do you want people to use the book?
Well, I guess it's not really a story, this one. For me, it's almost like a coffee table book in a way for kids, or I guess if there's a particular emotion that an adult or a teacher is noticing, that you can open up the book and flick through to that emotion and look at, is this what we've been feeling? Is this how your body's been, looking, and this is maybe why this emotion might be coming up for you, or how it's trying to help you. Or it could be just that you flick through and have a look at some, because it's a really massive book. It's about over 150 pages. So yeah, it could be used in classes, just to explore different ones that kids haven't learnt about before or know about. Yeah.
Do you get expert advice about this, or is this purely from your own guts, your own experience, and your own children, your own family?
We have a close friend who is almost finished her psychology degree. She's got one more paper to put in, who's sort of had a look over things, but it's actually more from my experience of actually going through cognitive behavioural therapy in my 20s. And actually this is a lot of stuff that I learnt the hard way, I guess, from my psychologist when I was actually unwell. And it was through my journey of my mental health, especially from a child up to my 20s, and that I learned all these things that was in Aroha's way, and that we're putting in each of the books, because I feel like there's a real gap between what professionals know and what adults, parents and teachers need to know. And there's just not being that bridge of that information flowing through until children or adults end up in crisis. And we don't want that to happen. And so our books are trying to bring some of those things that I learned, that I said to my psychologist, why don't we learn this at school? And this is 20 years later and it's still not being taught. So I'm passionate about the things that I learned the hard way, for kids not to have to go through that blackness, the darkness, and have to try and claw their way out. That they can learn these things as little kids that will help them strengthen and empower them as they get older, so they never need to go to that place.
What's next?
We've actually got so many books that we want to make, but it's just a matter of time, because our publishing business is basically me and my family and Craig and his family. So it can look like it's a big business, but it actually is just our two families at this stage. But we do have some pretty exciting books that we would, topics that aren't really touched on, but we think that children need to know about some of these things, but I can't give them away. So, but there's exciting things.
You'll just to keep us in touch. And how can we find you? How can we find these books and you?
So you can visit our website, wildlingbooks.com. So that's WILDLING.com. And or on Facebook, we have Aroha's Way as the Facebook page, or on Instagram, we're Wildling Books.
Excellent. Thank you so much. Your own family must be really proud of you. And
I'm very busy, so I think they're like, where is she? But no, they are. I have so much support from my husband, my children, my parents, and my extended family. I'm very, very lucky to be so loved and supported in what I do. But I think having them have been around me and seen what I've gone through, they realise how important it is to get these messages across to children.
Well, all the very best with all of it and into the future, and keep us in touch, keep the Awhi family informed too. Yeah,
will do. Thank you so much for having me here.